And welcome back to the Race to World First, powered by AMD. We have a very special guest with us on the couch today. We have Dany, the CCO of Echo, and it's wonderful to have you here and introduce you to everybody. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's taking me out of thousands of meetings and this insane race, so I think you're the best moment of the day. My name is Dany, Dan. In the game you can know me as SSN, Chief Commercial Officer. So I'm joined recently the company in April. My job is to overlook everything related to the revenue, the growth, partnerships, discussing everything related to salaries with the boys. Everything that to make the company grow, that falls on with me, and happy to be here.
Yeah. You're also involved in a lot of the commercial side of how much the race costs and that sort of thing, and I think that is a question that burns in the mind of every viewer.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? How much is actually setting up a Race to World First cost you guys?
It's very interesting because I think at some point we need to dispel some amounts. Some people think it's actually too expensive. Some people say that they under actually cost it, and roughly actually for us to prepare actually for a race, thanks to our partners that actually here, we're counting in between, to give you a rough ballpark, we actually between 200, 300,000 actually euro.
Wow, gold? No, euros, okay.
In euro, yeah. Gold. And the thing is, I'm giving you a ballpark because, when we here, we have to take care of a lot of things, if something's happening regarding point of the cooling, regarding the food and stuff, I know that this is something that can actually vary depending of how far we are, and also the length of the race. But I'm crossing my finger that the boys actually can do a fantastic job, and nail it, under a couple of time. Mm-hmm. Also, there's actually a rule of thumb. Sometimes the race, when it's too long, couldn't be actually not beneficial for us.
Yeah.
And when it's too short, like the previous race, it's not also the best business. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the race, there must be so much preparation that goes into an event like this, putting it all on. Yeah. Is it very tense? How soon do you start working on essentially the next race?
Well, to be quite honest, I'm already actually thinking about the next race right now. So as the guy actually working, we're not blessed to have thousands of people, but I'm blessed to actually work with very good quality people. We have actually people that also have multi-skilled, so actually allowing us to give this type of production. Mm-hmm. But as in right now, we're already thinking about who's going to be on the cast. We actually...
It's me!
It's pick me!
I'm going to take it, of course, but it's about also the partners that would like to remain with us. Mm-hmm. It's about actually the venue. It's been, I think, 3 times in a row, 4 times that we've actually been in Germany. A lot of times people ask me in meetings, are we going to stay in Cologne, or are we actually going to be maybe perhaps in London, maybe in France, or... Yeah, I think it's a mix of a lot of questions that people have, and for me, the race has to be something like every time we need to innovate. We need to actually to find new content, or actually involve you guys, for instance, to think how can we still amaze actually this race, this event, that is follow worldwide, and that's one of the things I'm the most proud of, is because it's actually touching a bit of everything. Everyone feel actually involved in the race. We have actually people helping us right now with the mythics, just before it was actually the splits. The race in-game and outside takes some time, and I can tell you that right now we're already preparing the next race, whenever it's going to be.
That makes a lot of sense. So as Chief Commercial Officer, how much are you liaising with other parts of the Echo team when you plan these sorts of things out? Because you have production, you have analysts, you have Scripe, you have Roger, you have all these other people. Mm-hmm. Is there a lot of cross-pollination, or do you kind of come in and say, hey, these are all the ideas I have, let's do them?
It's a very interesting question. I tend to, so my main background is in finance, in payment to be more accurate. I don't want this to be too much corporate, but I want actually to remain actually in this area, and I just want also to feel the boys being involved. So now actually one thing I'm doing right now is to do reverse marketing, or should I say more reverse partnership. I go to them and I ask them, guys, what do you like? What brands actually make sense for you? Because if you know them, if you love it, it will be easier actually to speak about this. And then actually we try to reach some brand that actually they mention that could be actually meaningful for them. And that's the kind of thing that also it's building up also the values that you want to represent, because you don't feel forced to talk about the brand that you're not used to have. And I have 33 actually guys reading, and all of them have different taste. They mentioned, yeah, I like this, I like that. I take this in consideration. Of course, with the like portfolio brand that we have, I of course wants actually to make sure that they're remaining actually aligned with our value. So it's super important. And also the cast, we don't actually mention this that often. I try to come to you guys as much as I can, because you're part of the family, and voice actually matters. That's why I say that I would like to stay far from a corporation when you're actually slamming brand and say, guys, wear this, go ahead. We don't actually want to be this type of company. And I think one of the most important thing for me is that Scripe in Roger Brown, they feel actually relief, because right now they can actually focus on their goal, leading this team to victory, and I can take over the business part.
It is a very small team that you're working with. A lot of times people think teams like this are hundreds, thousands of people like building up a conglomerate that works together. But I think you said there were only 6 of you in total?
So if you take typically the core, and all of them, we're actually 6. Chaperoning actually people, external people coming to support us. Even actually you from the cast, you have people that are taking along, that actually helping us from many levels, but we're actually typically 6 to make everything happen from the beginning. So trying actually to loop together, having calls, and boy, I love this, because it's almost like a startup, but we have actually a reach that is quite international. So I'm super proud of the team, definitely.
I think that's something that's really nice to talk about. I think people think that there are so many people going on behind the scenes. But it's actually a very small team, and it actually does feel like family. That's why I love being here, because we all get on so well, and we all just want the best for the show and each other as well. And it is always so nice to kind of get to know all of you and actually realize, hey, this is actually a very small team putting together this whole thing.
But that's quite amazing, because I remember when I came to see you guys, and you guys actually also reflecting maybe the first or second day, mentioned with actually Krella, with Preach, and the guys like, what are we going to do in the next race? And my job is mostly like, what can I do to make sure this actually happening in the next race, for instance? And you will see we have this year a viewing party.
That's really excited for that.
For the very first time, we can show behind the scene. People will see actually that it's not 100 people actually working behind, but it's really actually homemade in a way, like we're actually sticking together. And hopefully I would like to grow the team, not as many as people would think, like 50 people, but to help Sam, the other people actually that here to look after everyone. But that's for me the most important thing. We remain keeping our value, our DNA, but still having people to help us. So yeah.
So you talked a little bit about how I have a couple of questions, if that's okay, Jordan. I don't want to monopolize the space.
No, please.
Firstly, you talked to the players and you kind of like reverse marketed to them, or like asked them what products they'd want to like advertise and what they're connected to. Can you say what the one you found most outlandish was of all of those? You don't have to say which player it was. You don't even have to say the brand. You just have to say, oh, it was a blank sponsor, and I just didn't understand why they wanted this as a sponsor.
Well, I try to remain agnostic, because it's a fun exercise in team building. Actually, we actually did this before the split. I got them actually in the room after actually getting in one after another, and I said, "What brand do you want?" I can name actually the person that take me actually the brand I don't expect. Okay. But the reasoning behind actually makes sense. Scripe actually, I was coming from the CEO, so you have to take actually the bet. And I was like, which brand actually you want to see aligned with Echo? And I was like, yeah, I would like to see water. And I was like, water? What do you mean? It's like, yeah, I would be loving to see a water brand. And I take a step back and I was like, that's fantastic. Any type of water, whatever is coming, healthy. There's green part that you want to put forward. I don't mind actually drowning the guys actually with water, because it's still going to be good, especially lately, guys, it's very hot, so they're going back and forth with something to refresh themselves. It's kind of funny, but just after saying water, he say, I would like also to have pizza, and I was like, yeah, the balance is
there you go.
I was like, the balance a bit weird, but yeah, this is the kind of thing that also I take a step back and I would like to evaluate, because I have nothing against pizza. I think that people say pizza is the food of the gamers. It's something that we're having. It's actually something you share with friends. Again, that's something that I'm evaluating. But I think that this is the kind of brand that I would like to reach. And I'm not saying that I'm happy with gaming apparel, you know, and a peripheral and stuff like this, but this kind of intel for me is super important because it's broad on what we can do with Echo, and that's really what I would like to do with the team.
I get that. I also think a hot tub filled with mineral water and a pizza party for the casters. That sounds pretty good to me, right?
I get the request.
I'm getting the segments already. You know, we can align
like
on these ideas.
Right here
there's a paddling pool space.
Yeah.
You know, it would be perfect.
Made for a paddling pool.
Yeah.
So I have to
with all these wires.
I have to actually ask to the production guy that's helping me to do this. I think see from here that maybe he's have doubt, but
no, it was
yes,
a thumbs up. It was a thumbs up. It wasn't a different thing.
That
It was
is
a
the
thumbs
face
up.
of approval.
We're fine.
If you kind of turn it upside down, it would be a smile, not a frown.
Yeah.
But yeah, water can be doing. Jacuzzi needs to be actually. I accept the request.
Yeah.
We will
Okay.
evaluate
Well,
this.
you just evaluate it. You just
Yeah.
have a think about it.
Definitely.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about was here in the SK Gaming Magenta facility, which is great and it has suited our needs over the last few tiers. We're only usually able to get, say, 13 to 17 players actually in the arena at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had thoughts about expanding that or trying to get all 20 of the raiders or up to 25 of the raiders in the same place at once?
That's maybe top 3 of question of being asked, because like when we're looking at the content, we actually seeing almost the same numbers of people. So there's 2 questions, like the capacity, the means to bring people. Ultimately, I would love to bring all my guys. I would love to bring all the boys because it's you're bounding.
Yeah.
You cannot actually told me that it's going to be the same being offline. And I think that I can see when they're off moment, when they're eating together, they're bunting. You know, they're venting also. They can actually talk together. Ultimately, I understand that some players, whether it's actually Echo or the guild, they want to remain anonymous, and I get this. One of ideas that we're thinking about is maybe having another room off camera when the guys actually that doesn't want actually to show their face, they can go. But it's all down to productions. That do we have enough equipment to actually to allocate? Do we have actually enough space? But bringing this family will be something very good. I just need to actually understand if it's something that can accommodate everyone. And I see other teams having all their guys together, and I see how the effervescence, you know, I see like how happy they are together. I think it would be actually a great idea, but still in respect for actually people actually
people's wishes.
People's wishes, definitely, yeah.
How do you select what players come to the venue? What's kind of the decision process? Do you kind of rotate it around to give everyone a chance?
We do rotate. So I'm coming from, this is my new race right now. So I ask for the roster, who we're actually bringing. I know that when I talk to Roger and Scribe, there's a core guys that are pretty much like mascot, you know, that they're here like Merez, Genji. Genji, nice player, MJ champion. It could be also a part of the security, so it's nice. You know, you can bundle actually a lot of things. But we have actually a core of 10 people, I would say, and trying to actually rotate. Like last time, we have Goob, we have Velo. Maybe next time we'll actually rotate. I'm thinking about Zazi, you know, that was here, and we want to bring in. Yes, I think it's also a part of capacity. You ask a very good question. In the room that we are right now, I think that if I add more people, it will become a sauna.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
already
think that
quite warm.
It's something that also we have to align with SK or the other venue. But right now, SK is a fantastic partner.
Yeah.
If we can actually have a special room also or extend, that would be actually fantastic. But I am all for having the boys actually over. And this is actually our event. Of course, we want to make it actually this way. If one day there's going to be Blizzard or other entity that would like to organize, definitely I would propose to all the boys to come and we can do it.
Would you ever think about having an Echo arena? Like, it is just owned by Echo. That's where you have the guild. Obviously, this is in the far reaches of the future, but it allows ease of production setup. It allows you just to have those things always in place. And sadly, we would lose the 1 week setup streams that I love watching before the race starts. But you do just have, because of continuity, everything becomes a little bit easier to set up and to run.
It's the easiest question you can ask me. Yes, definitely. I don't know if we call it arena, but I take an example, you know, like example for the UK.
Echo Dome.
Echo Dome. Yeah. Actually, I think it's been taken already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the name of one of the meetings, Echo Dome.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but we will find out.
It's my one idea.
It seems like you can actually help us finding the name. Yes.
Oche.
The Oche headquarters!
I still don't know how we're spelling. Is it spelling backwards?
No,
is
it's not backwards. It's OCEH.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. And I think Meris came with this idea or something.
I love it.
And to come back to your question, having when people come actually to see Echo, they see actually this #1 actually guild in eSport, and that's absolutely the case. But I really hope that through this viewing party, people will see that we are a production company. The content that we have, we're having this effort that we're having, you can almost divide actually the team and having actually the production company. And I really aim to put this forward to future partners or future potentially investors, because we have actually the mean to make it happen, you know. And when I'm hearing feedback, people are saying, hands down, and I'm really touched by this. They're saying you have the best production ever. I'm like, wow, that's once, it's a compliment. Second time, it's a compliment. After hearing 3, 4, 5, I sit down, actually, I was CTO and CPO, and I was like, guys, is there something that I missed? And they say, no, that's something that we would like actually to achieve. So one day, maybe having actually buildings of our own, or we're sharing or we're renting, and we can welcome people. That would actually our landmark, our actually brand over there, and it's coming with other things. No, for instance, Jordan, if you want actually to buy apparels, you can have actually a store with we're partnering, so you can buy the stuff. Our brand, like we actually powered with actually AMD or Corsair. You want to buy actually a product that is branded, you can find it. So it seems to be very convenient in making sense. But I really actually hope that we're gonna have a lot of people coming over. The Gamescom is actually coming over. I will be there actually to promote this. But really, one side being those guys fighting for the world first, but also this production ways that we have that we are super proud.
Yeah, and a huge amount of credit to the production team behind the scenes here. Like Grim, all of the producers are doing an amazing job.
We don't talk enough about him. He's behind the scene, and even if I think there's multiple people in his head, he's doing a fantastic job. Finds a way that maybe multiple actually person would be needed actually to do so. And if you have actually this environment to work, Grim, Sam, and I can actually mention many others are here actually to make this happen. So definitely, yeah.
I think it's been amazing. Well, it has been amazing. I was going to say I think it's been amazing. Has been amazing to have you here. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we let you go back to your meetings and watching the splits?
I think that one thing I would like to say, but I think it's coming from my role of CCO, is that we thank actually the team that's doing a fantastic job, the content, because they're doing the split, they're taking people over. Just a quick word for the cast. It's something that also people say, how do you actually select people for the cast? It is actually a mix of people with different attributes, you know, with different actually way of thinking, one more analytics, one more actually funny and stuff like this. Same way that I let you guys decide. I'm just throwing this in the middle. What I'm trying to say is that the same way that I'm building a team actually to bring here the composition, the roster that is allocated to them, when we're asking like, do we remain with the same cast, etc., we're seeing actually that it's working very well. So I take a second behalf of Echo to thank you guys for this. You're doing a fantastic job. You people don't see it. It's not actually something we record. You're waking up early in the morning. It's almost like a shift, and you're doing this, and people seem to be actually very appreciating this. So on behalf of all the 33 guys from Echo, thank you guys.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to have you on.
Such an honor to be here.
Thank you very much.
Should we take a short 5-minute break as we get Preach back onto the sofa, and then we will... again, thank you, Dany.
No, thank you guys.
And then we'll be back in a couple of minutes.